KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A crash north of downtown ends with one person dead. Just ahead, what police say led to a driver losing control.
I'm ABC's M1 in Washington. Pope Francis remains in the hospital after experiencing respiratory problems. What President Biden is saying now, coming up.
And let's look out there with live cam starting at 61 degrees, a little drizzly on the way into work. We're going to check in with Mike to see if that will stick around this afternoon.
And a good morning to you. It's Thursday, the 30th of March.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a good day yesterday. It just stayed cold all day.
It was on the cool side. We're still on the cool side, 61 degrees. Add in the moisture this morning. And Mike Osterage is here with more on our Thursday.
And add about 10 degrees to all the temperatures throughout the day compared to yesterday, because we only made it mid 60s, and add 10 or more to that. It's kind of just a murky sort of a morning.
It really is.
So yeah, and this is going to be sticking around pretty much all day long. We'll have a couple of showers here and there. You can see the road is damp over there by the airport, and it's looking kind of murky off there in the distance. We can't hardly even make out the control tower out there. Here's what is showing up on radar, and it's not a heck of a lot, but there is some that is heavy enough to be detected by radar. Just a few of these light little sprinkles. This is some clutter right there around the radar site, but you can see over here by Cuero just a few little patches of light rain, and in between all this is all the mist and drizzle. A few of these scattered little showers there in Atascosa County, off right there heading in toward Medina Lake, Leon Valley, off northwest Bexar County. A few of these that have been sliding up, and you can see this one little batch as this loops through right here. And that's kind of getting covered up with that ground clutter, but we'll continue with these light little sprinkly showers, as well as the mist and drizzle and the fog. So these numbers have been dropping over the course of the past hour or so. 1.75 mile visibility, Port SA, 2.5 Pleasanton, 2 now Kerrville. It is going to get thicker, as it always does, as the morning rolls on. Fog over there toward Carrizo Springs, Uvalde, Rock Springs, and down along the coastal plain. Not bad further up in portions of the hill country. 62 right now, upper 50s out there in the hill country. And these numbers are about 20 degrees higher than what they were yesterday. Remember, we had that very, very dry air. Humidity, as expected, has come back. It is going to continue to increase throughout the day. Speaking of increasing, Oak about doubled yesterday's reading compared to the previous day. Little bits of everything else, and we're going to have mist, drizzle, a couple of sprinkly showers this morning, basically steady temperatures, and a few showers around here later on today. Not really anything of any significance. 78 for a high temperature. It continues to warm up from here. We do have a front moving on through. That's going to be late tomorrow. What's that do for the weekend? And then, boy, get ready for the thermostat to get cranked up next week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. One person is dead after a crash involving 2 vehicles north of downtown. That's according to the San Antonio Fire Department. And that crash was reported near West Hildebrand Avenue and Howard Street just before 9 last night. Police tell us that a man in his 40s was driving a pickup truck too fast in the westbound lane. And that's when officers say the driver ran a red light and hit a vehicle heading north. That man driving the truck was ejected from that vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
This morning, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office wants you to be on the lookout for a man after authorities say he robbed 3 teens inside a local McDonald's.
It happened on the city's far west side, and our Alyssa Cole joins us live in the studio. Alyssa, this happened at a popular fast food restaurant.
Yes, good morning, Mark. Stephanie, that's exactly right. The incident happened this past Wednesday at a McDonald's near the intersection of Culebra and Talley Roads. Now, deputies say the suspect went into the bathroom and used the gun to rob 3 juveniles of their personal belongings. Now, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office says he then got into a black Mercedes sedan with 4 other people inside and sped away from the scene. The suspect is described as being between the ages of 18 and 24 years old. He's 5'8", and he was last seen wearing a black Nike hoodie or jacket at the time of the robbery. Now, anyone with any information on the suspect, any details, or saw what happened, you are encouraged to contact the Bexar County Sheriff's Criminal Investigation Division at 210-335-6070 or at bcsotips@bear.org. Alyssa Cole in the newsroom. Mark, second, back to you.
And folks, we apologize. Alyssa's microphone was not on, so I know it was really hard to hear her. We'll have more on that story coming up later in the newscast. New overnight, Russia's top security agency says a reporter for the Wall Street Journal is under arrest on espionage charges. The agency says that Evan Gersevich was detained after being accused of trying to obtain classified information. Gershkovich is the first reporter for an American news outlet to be arrested on espionage charges in Russia since the Cold War. Russia's intelligence agency, known as the FSB, didn't say when the arrest took place. Gershkovich could be facing 20 years in prison if convicted of espionage. His arrest comes amid the bitter tensions between Moscow and Washington over the fighting in Ukraine. Prayers are coming in from around the world for Pope Francis, who was hospitalized with a respiratory infection. The 86-year-old pontiff had complained of some trouble breathing in recent days.
As ABC's N1 reports, at the White House, President Biden telling reporters he's concerned, sending his well wishes to the Pope.
Overnight, Pope Francis hospitalized in Rome with a lung infection. The Vatican saying the 86-year-old had complained of respiratory difficulties and that the infection will require several days of appropriate hospital medical treatment. Just hours earlier, the Pope was seen smiling and kissing babies during his weekly audience. The health concerns perhaps more serious because as a young man, he had part of a lung removed after suffering pneumonia.
His age, prior lung conditions, and the lungs being involved in the infection, all of that should be taken seriously. And the fact that he's in a hospital for the appropriate supportive care that he needs is going to give him the best odds of pulling through.
Pope Francis has faced other health challenges. He now relies on a cane and wheelchair after a knee injury and has dealt with a colon condition after intestinal surgery in 2021. The faithful praying for him. I love him, I adore him, this woman says. We want Pope Francis to get better. And President Biden, a devout Catholic, wishing him the best.
The Pope is ill now, so say an extra prayer for him.
The Vatican saying the Pope is touched by the many messages received and expresses his gratitude for the closeness and prayer. At the White House, President Biden called the Pope a good friend, saying he's concerned for his health. It's unclear for now if the Pope will attend any services for this upcoming Holy Week, which starts with Palm Sunday this weekend, then Easter a week later. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
In Nashville, hundreds of people gathered at candlelight vigil last night to mourn the 3 children and 3 adults killed in that school shooting. The crowd in the city's downtown area largely somber and silent, filled with young people. First Lady Dr. Joe Biden and Sheryl Crow were among those attending. The city's mayor called Monday's shooting at the private Christian school our worst day. Earlier in the day, Pope Francis, despite his illness that we just reported, sent condolences to the city and offered prayers to those affected.
Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia wants action on the U.S. debt limit. In an op-ed published by the Wall Street Journal, Manchin said Biden should have talks with, quote, fiscally minded Republicans and Democrats to negotiate common sense reforms to out-of-control fiscal policy, end quote. Now, the White House says President Biden has laid out the plans to get the U.S. back on its feet financially. The administration is pointing a finger of blame at the GOP for not responding in kind. House Republicans are considering holding off on their budget proposals until after the debt ceiling talks are further along in his op-ed piece.
438, 61 degrees.
Your San Antonio Spurs lose their final true home game of the season last night. Coming up next, what Trey Jones thinks about the team's ups and downs, and we're going to tell you about a big Spurs fan with head coach Pop shaved into the back of his head.
Checking traffic right now, and Stephen Cavazos is reporting we do have one accident right now. It is reported a rollover. I believe it's southbound 281 at St. Mary's, and that's some of the flashing lights you're seeing right now. The roads are not in a good spot right now.
Yeah, let's look out there with live cam. Roads will probably be wet. It's been kind of drizzly this morning and a little murky out there. We're at 61 degrees, and we're going to check in with Mike to see what will happen over the weekend. We'll be right back.
It was Fan Appreciation Night at the AT&T Center for the Spurs' last true home game this season here in San Antonio. First quarter, Trey Jones steals the ball. Fast break, passes to Bates Diop, back to Jones for the sweet layup and first bucket of the game. Jones with the ball again feeds to Mamu, who passes to Zach Collins for the slam dunk. We're tied at 14. Utah led 36-33 after 1 and would be ahead by 2 at the half. Third quarter, Spurs down by 9. Mamu fakes a 3, then drives and scoops and scores, cutting the lead down to 7. But the Spurs trailed after 3, 93-88. Utah opened the fourth on a 10-2 run. Done. 3 ball. Jazz lead by 15. Timeout Spurs. They trail by as many as 19 in the fourth, but fight back to get close. Trey Jones steals the pass, dimes Branham for some jam, and San Antonio's down 7 with 1:18 to go. Too little, too late. Spurs fall in their final home game, 128-117.
We're all very competitive. We want to go out there and win, every game, but just understanding, like you said, with our age, we're trying to build something here, and we all definitely do understand that. And so continue to just try to learn as much as we can, and knowing that it'll pay off in the long run.
Up next, Spurs start a 3-game West Coast road trip this Friday against the Warriors at 9 p.m. San Antonio FC goalkeeper Jordan Farr named USL Championship Player of the Week. He earned the spot after making 5 saves in a shutout win over Colorado Springs on Saturday. That includes his penalty stop in stoppage time to preserve the 1-0 win on the final kick of the night.
It's just about doing the job at the end of the day. Like, goalkeeping is a very specific position that doesn't have a whole lot of relevance in the broad spectrum of the game. But in those tiny moments, that's like where you kind of make your name, so to speak. And so for me, it's just about being prepared in the right moments and not trying to do too much.
SAFC midfielder Mohamed Abu made the Leams Team of the Week as well. And check out this Spurs fans with head coach Greg Popovich shaved into the back of his head. He was also wearing a Basketball Hall of Fame shirt with pictures on it. Coach Pop, along with Tony Parker and Becky Hammond, are among the finalists voted into the Hall of Fame per reports. This guy walked up to our sports guys before their 6 p.m. live shot yesterday and said, "You'll want to see the back of my head." He was right. Kind of looks like Coach Pop.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, look at his shirt, too.
His shirt is, that's clearly custom.
Yeah.
And it's opening day in Major League Baseball. The Astros are widely considered another top favorite to repeat as World Series champs.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. Time now, 4:44 and 61 degrees for now. Coming up next, surviving a spring break shark bite, how doctors were able to save a 10-year-old boy attacked by a shark while playing in knee-deep water. Welcome back. It's 4:47. A Colorado family is speaking out after their 10-year-old son was bitten by a shark while on vacation in Mexico. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the story in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, surviving a spring break shark bite.
I heard him scream first. That moment is the most overwhelming thing I've ever experienced in my life.
On the last day of their family vacation in Cancun, this 10-year-old boy attacked by a shark while playing in knee-deep water. His terrified parents telling their story to GMA.
It was terrifying. We were in a different country. I don't speak Spanish. I wasn't allowed to see him. I didn't know how bad it was. Just as a mom, I was helpless, and that's a horrible, horrible feeling.
Seeing your child go through all that pain and how scared he was and just how confusing everything is. Yeah, it was bad.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll hear from little Dylan in his own words about the harrowing ordeal and his recovery now. With your GMA First Look, I'm Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
And let's look out there with TransGuide. There's a rollover over there at Highway 281 at St. Mary's. Looks like the lane is still open there. It's kind of a blurry shot there with TransGuide.
Roads have kind of gone downhill in the last hour or so, with drizzle being our main issue, right?
Yes. That view was looking south there on 281.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because
I know. If I remember Stephen's message right, and I can't find it, I think he said southbound 281.
The way the road bends around there. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this morning came in, there was that little fine mist out there, a little bit of fog, and it's just, plummeted throughout the course of the past hour or so. And it's going to be like this all morning long and most of the day, although we will be warmer. Love this shot, though. This is from way over there in toward Houston, but bald eagle just perched on top of somebody's roof. What a great shot there. Thank you very much, KSAT Connect Pictures. Send all those pictures in, but boy, don't take them while you're driving. And just look at, even this view has gotten a little bit murkier. Almost still can't make out the control tower out there. Damp roads out at the airport. And once again, I mean, it's not like there's a lot of rain out there. Excuse me, this is the clutter around the radar site, and just these few little light sprinkly showers. A couple of them around Cuero. This is what's detectable. A few around Pleasanton, Poteet, here in just the southeast corner of Medina County, and on the northwest side of Bexar County. Got a couple of them that move through Medina Lake and heading up I-10 there. And then these few little sprinkly showers. And if this loops back, when this loops back on through, you can see just a few of these. Anything that's kind of moving there, obviously, is the rain. And then it's just the mist and drizzle in between those areas that are heavy enough, if you will, to be picked up. So visibility continues continues to drop down. It has come up a little bit there at Port SA, but head out 10, Bernie and Kerrville at the airport is now down to 3 miles officially. Randolph and New Braunfels still pretty good, but those two spots always tend to fog up very quickly, and 2 miles visibility around Pleasanton. So this will be sticking around. Fog in much of the area, with just a few exceptions, heading up in toward portions of the hill country. Temperatures are very mild. We're back above normal as opposed to being at or slightly below normal yesterday. And the humidity has really come up. These numbers came up, dew points about 15, 20 degrees compared to this time yesterday. That much more humidity, and it's just going to continue to pump on in here throughout the day. So that's just going to feed these little sprinkly showers around here. Temperatures aren't going to be going anywhere this morning, and we'll make it all the way up to 70 at 11 o'clock, 72. Now, it's not going to rain constantly, but it's just that chance for those little sprinkles and showers throughout the day. 78 for a high temperature today, so we will be just a notch above normal, right about where we should be. Lots of clouds out there. Computer models are picking up these stray little showers off and on here and there throughout the rest of the morning, going into the afternoon hours. Again, it's not going to rain everywhere. It's not going to rain constantly. It'll just be that kind of that dampish sort of a day is the best way to put it. And then that's going to be the situation tomorrow morning as well, with a few showers around here. We're going to be clearing out somewhat. Then this one clears us out kind of quickly. It's not going to clear out completely, but we do have a front moving through late in the day tomorrow, so that's going to help out as far as the humidity is concerned. But prior to that, very warm and humid today, 72, a couple of showers out there, and again, 10 above where we were yesterday, 10 to 15. That's a normal temperature. A couple of showers just scattered about here and there throughout the day. Just kind of one of those days where it's just there. It's like do something, but it's just going to be a murky sort of a day. 87 tomorrow, hot and humid. Front moves through, gets rid of the humidity temporarily. It's going to come back very quickly then on Saturday afternoon. Sunday, there's a chance for a stray thunderstorm in the afternoon. Not a great chance. Something pops. We're going to have to watch out for it, though, because the atmosphere is kind of ripe on Sunday. 90s Monday, Tuesday. And then we're still looking at a chance at some cooler air relatively by late next week, and hopefully some rain. But yeah, humid, hot.
All right, kind of like our spring, San Antonio spring.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mike.
452, 61 degrees.
And get ready to boldly go into a new season. What Star Trek is revealing about the future of the series Strange New Worlds.
Here are your lottery numbers this morning. Pick 3, 952, Fireball 5. Daily 4 numbers, 48, 42, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 12, 21, 26, 28, 29. Lotto Texas, 3, 4, 10, 18, 31, 42. And your Powerball numbers, 4, 9, 24, 46, 66, Powerball 7, Power Play 3. Good luck.
Some good news for Star Trek fans, plus what's next for House of the Dragon Season 2.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
I'm trying to change him.
The trailer for the 4th and final season of HBO's Barry just dropped. Emmy winner Bill Hader's back as the conflicted hitman, now imprisoned for, well, no spoilers here. The first of 8 final episodes debuts April 16th. More HBO news, Season 2 of House of the Dragon will feature 8 episodes, not 10, as Season 1 did. And don't look for the return until summer of next year. Production on Season 2 is only now underway.
I was not responsible for the data.
Learn when to leave people alone, Spock.
More TV news in the form of more Star Trek. Strange New Worlds Season 2 doesn't debut until June 15th, but Paramount Plus has already renewed the critical and fan hit for a 3rd season.
Now, when convention and science offer us no answers, might we not finally turn to the fantastic as a plausibility?
Ready for more X-Files? Creator Chris Carter tells the CBC that Black Panther Wakanda Forever writer-director Ryan Coogler's rebooting the 30-year-old sci-fi series. And Celine Dion's 55 Thursday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
457, 61 degrees.
Unruly passengers have become a big problem for airlines and their customers. Coming up next, how lawmakers in Washington are stepping up to hopefully reduce the number of incidents.
It's one of the top stories trending on KSAT.com right now. The owner of a stolen vehicle tracks his truck using an AirTag before shooting and killing the suspect. Up next, what police are saying about possible charges this morning.
And looking out there with TransGuide, looks like a kind of a mess there at I-35 at Olympia. Well, Stephen Cavazos is in the studio, so we'll be checking in with him after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
The owner of a stolen pickup truck tracks down a suspect and takes matters into his own hands.
Our suspect today stole the white truck you see back there. They stole it. Little did he know that it was tagged with the Apple AirTag.
Up next, what San Antonio police are saying about who fired first and what's next for the owner of that truck.
Oh my God!
And cracking down on unruly passengers, how a new bill would help stop passengers that are fined or convicted for assaulting crew members on a flight.
And outside with live cam, lots of drizzle this morning. The roads are a mess. We've got some big incidents, and we'll talk to Stephen in a moment. But first of all, a good morning to you. It is Thursday. It is March 30th.
Thanks for joining us. We'll talk about that drizzle in just a minute, but let's start with Stephen. There's already problems on the roadway at 5:01 a.m.
Yes, in fact, these problems occurred probably around maybe 4:30 or 4:45, and I've been speaking to our friends over at TransGuide, and it's going to be a messy commute for anyone along 35. Let's take a quick look there. Right now, a parking lot. Way too early to see a situation like this take place out on the roadways, guys, but unfortunately, it's tough to say what caused this type of incident, but we know the roads are a little bit damp or wet out there, so be careful. Tough to see how many vehicles may be involved or exactly what's causing this, but it does look like a crash based off of what we're seeing out here. Flashing lights, never a good sign. That much backup is not normal along 35 southbound this early in the morning. So let's hope everyone's doing okay. But unfortunately, traffic along those southbound lanes is not looking good as you approach Loop 1604. We're going to work to confirm some details with our friends over at TransGuide and through TxDOT, but it has been a pretty busy morning for them as well. I do want to take you down over here. We talked about this crash. You may have seen it. 281 southbound there at St. Mary's. It's actually a rollover crash that was reported a little bit earlier this morning. It does appear they're still in the clearing stages, so just make sure you watch out. Take your time this morning because the problems, unfortunately, have not stopped. We do have a third crash reported right there at I-10 westbound at I-35. Another incident we're trying to get a little bit more information on, but the morning commute has shaped up to be pretty messy. And really, this is something that we anticipated, but we want you guys at home, if you have to head out in the next few minutes or so, take your time, especially if you're traveling into the Alamo City from any of these communities. Notice that we're not in the red just yet. We have about maybe a 32-minute drive time along I-35 southbound from New Braunfels, but again, because the roads are a little bit damp or wet, you want to make sure you give yourself extra time. 281 southbound from Bulverde should be about a 27-minute drive and 25 minutes along I-35 I-10 eastbound heading in from New Braunfels. All right, Bernie, pardon me, but we're going to keep our eye here at 35 at Olympia, just one of the spots we're watching very closely. And again, Mike, the roads damp, wet, the commute's messy right now.
Yeah, and like you said, this was expected, and don't count on those normal drive times this morning. Just allow yourself plenty of extra time to get where you need to go, whether it's to school and or to work. We're at 61 degrees, got some mist, drizzle, a couple little sprinkles around here, and that bottom number, dew point, is up about 20 degrees, 20 degrees from where it was yesterday. So we've got 93% humidity out there. You definitely notice the humidity when you step outside. It is going to be warmer today. We stayed in the mid 60s yesterday, 10 to 15 degrees above that. We're going to be up right about where we should be this time of year in the mid to upper 70s. The aquifer yesterday went up 0.3 of a foot, and if you are sneezing and sniffling, that may be the reason. Oh, just about doubled from the previous day's reading. Now just shy of 12,000. Mold, grass, and hackberry are all on the low side. So it's not just mist and drizzle out there, but actually a couple of little sprinkles that can be picked up on radar right now. It's not much, and it's not going to be much throughout the course of the day, but just these little nuisance showers there, just enough, as we're seeing right now, to make the roads kind of damp. And as you can see, it's just these. Here's wind out of the southeast. All this moisture is just kind of pumping on in here, and it's like the atmosphere just can't hold it anymore, like a sponge full, and just starts dripping, if you will, and that's the situation around the area. So these few little sprinkles here at Escosa County, right almost along I-37, and then in and around town, we've got just a few of these lights. There's not much out there. This is all clutter around the radar site, these few that have moved on through, but it's that mist and drizzle. in between this that's making the road so damp, and visibility continues to drop down. 1.75 miles now Pleasanton. It's dropped heading out 10 in toward Bernie, as well as in Kerrville. Randolph and New Braunfels still not bad. So it's one little kind of thin corridor right there, and then just hints of fog, especially out there toward Rock Springs, all around the area. It's going to be sticking around. What you see is what you get throughout the rest of the morning, basically, and almost all day long, too. So upper 50s, low 60s. About 5 to 10 degrees above normal right now. Of course, like I was talking about, the humidity has come back in here, and once again, that oak is definitely on the high side. So this morning, mist and drizzle around here, a couple of sprinkles, and even a few showers off and on throughout the day. Warmer and a normal high temperature, but much more humid. Humidity is going to continue to increase throughout the day. A couple of leftover showers tomorrow. It's going to be hot and humid prior to the front moving through late in the day. That's going to trim the humidity, but we're going to be about 10 degrees hotter tomorrow than today. And we start off with some low humidity Saturday, but it's going to come right back in here during the afternoon. It's going to be up into the 80s on Saturday. And Sunday, small chance for a storm, but if something pops, could be on the strong side. We'll have to keep monitoring that. And then hot Monday and Tuesday. Yep, we are looking at some 90s. Maybe some relief down the road then. More on that coming up. Steph, Mark?
Mike, thank you very much. New this morning, San Antonio firefighters had to rescue a woman trapped in her vehicle overnight following a crash. Happened just after midnight at the intersection of Rivas and North Hamilton on the west side near North Zarzamora.
That's right. So police say a woman claimed that she was rear-ended before rolling her truck into an empty lot on Rivas. The woman was eventually extricated from the vehicle by firefighters. She was not hurt.
Well, a stolen truck taken from one side of town leads to a deadly shooting on another. San Antonio police say the truck's owner tracked down his truck almost 20 miles away.
Sarah Costa joins us live near downtown with that story. And Sarah, how was the owner of the truck able to track it down?
Good morning, Mark and Steph. The owners of that truck were able to track it down with an air tag that had been left inside the truck, and they tracked it to the 3200 block of Southeast Military at a shopping center, like you guys said earlier, 20 miles away from where the truck was stolen off of Braesview. But that's when the owner took matters into their own hands and things turned deadly. SAPD says the owner contacted police to report the missing vehicle earlier in the day, but decided to confront the suspect before police arrived. One person got out of the car and attempted to contact the suspect on the side of the truck. It's unclear what happened next, but police say the suspect may have pulled out a firearm before the other man shot and killed him while in the stolen truck.
They tried to confront the suspect who they saw in their vehicle. I don't know if an argument happened, but we know that during this time he believes that a firearm may have been pulled by the suspect.
So police believe the only person who fired shots was the person who was looking for the truck and confronted the suspect, the owner of the truck. Now, police urge people not to take matters into their own hands and let law enforcement handle situations like this. It's unclear if the man who shot the suspect of the stolen truck is going to face any charges, and police are still investigating if the person who had stole that truck, whether or not they actually had a firearm on them. Reporting live near downtown, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark, Steph.
There's a new push to establish another no-fly list at airports.
This time for unruly passengers after a spike in bad behavior on planes in recent months. So several flight attendants traveled to Washington yesterday to share their horror stories, and as ABC's Wynn reports, they're demanding change.
Oh my God. This morning, a bipartisan push in Congress to get unruly and violent passengers off commercial flights for good.
Violence has to stop.
A new bill would create a national no-fly list for passengers that are fined or convicted for assaulting crew members on a flight.
Acts of violence are outlandish and unacceptable at any time. They're especially outlandish and unacceptable at 30,000 feet inside a closed airline cabin.
The FAA reported 831 unruly passenger incidents in 2022, up from 146 in 2019. Flight attendants all too frequently are the victims.
I was hit in the head, knocked to the ground, and I sustained very serious injuries as a result of that.
I was crying. I was traumatized. Law enforcement didn't come in time. The perpetrator walked off the plane and nothing happened.
An American Airlines flight attendant described getting a black eye.
Then he spat again in my face and sucker punched me in the eye. I was knocked back 3 feet before falling to the ground.
Currently, airlines can refuse service to unruly passengers, but offenders can still travel on other airlines. This new bill could stop that.
When it comes to violence, if you try, you will not fly.
I'm Wen, ABC News, Washington.
Time check, 5:10, 61 degrees.
Apple announces its annual developers conference will kick off on June 5th. We're going to show you the products that could be revealed.
Yeah, when it comes to reducing crime in San Antonio, local pastors encouraging other city churches to form united fronts.
We talk to the community. We see what the family needs, whether it's the victim side or even the one that might have caused that. We want to be able to try to see how we can meet everyone's needs.
Up next, the challenge the pastors giving other churches to step up and serve a community in need.
And looking out there with live cam early this morning, can't see much, but it's pretty murky out there. 61 degrees, cool and drizzly. You definitely want to grab that jacket. And we're going to check in with Mike later on to see how long this weather will stick around.
Welcome back. A Westside Church calling on neighbors and churches to form partnerships to help reduce crime and help heal the community trauma.
Harper's Chapel Ministries on Lebrano has been working to provide food, services, clothing, health assessments, and other needs to the community. Now, Pastor Vincent Robinson was there to provide comfort to hurting families impacted by a shooting that happened on Monday night outside the Lincoln Heights Courts apartments. He is challenging churches across the city to form partnerships with others and take care of the neighbors around them.
A lot of our community over here, there's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of mental trauma, just like around the city of San Antonio.
Harper's Chapel Ministries and its partners host a community hub each Wednesday from 11 to 2 p.m. to serve the community food, services, and whatever else people need.
5:15, 61 degrees.
Let's look back out there with TransGuide. Still kind of a mess there at I-10 at I-35 and some other problem spots that we'll be checking in with Stephen Cavazos very soon.
This isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Hurry up, Dad. You've been in there forever.
I'm trying. This cheap stuff is too thin.
I told you not to get the other toilet paper. Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
Ah, my bottom's been saved.
With its diamond weave texture, Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better with fewer sheets and less effort.
What's everybody waiting for? This?
Okay, hon. We know you're clean. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
When it's go time, I don't let constipation stop me.
Great tasting Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites work naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. So you can go fast, go gently, and go on with life. Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites put you comfortably in control.
What will you do? Will you make something better? Create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors can provide you with the tools and expertise you need to bring out the innovator in you.
All right, time check. We are approaching 5:20, and folks, we have a mess of problems out there on the roadways. This is just one of the spots we are tracking, 10 at 35. Let's just get a quick shot there from TransGuide. You can see that we have multiple first responders out there. Looks a little bit foggy, but you know, this type of weather is something that we're really expected to see out there, and unfortunately, it's brought a few incidents out on the road that you need to be aware of. Let's hope everyone's doing okay. We have a lot to talk about here, guys. I-10 westbound at 35 is where we're going to start. That shot at TransGuide is where we are watching it very closely. The good news is the early morning is on our side, so we don't have a lot of folks out there, so it's going to help with avoiding any big congestion, but let's hope that we can see these things clear up pretty soon. We are still seeing a crash active here at 281 southbound at St. Mary's Street, not causing a buildup as well, but first responders have been out there for quite a while, so an area that we will keep a very close eye on as the morning does progress. But better news out over here. We told you about a slowdown that was reported along I-35 right there in those southbound lanes near Loop 1604 as you approach Live Oak. But good news, it looks like that's already wrapped up. So we're seeing a little bit more green out there, a lot more green actually, but still plenty of issues, and it's not looking pretty out there. 10 at 35 is just one of the many problems we are tracking throughout the morning. So we're going to toss it over to Mike. I have to get on our friends with that over at TransGuide. They've had a busy morning as well. Lots going on.
Yeah, and think about it. It's only 20 after 5 right now, so we got a lot of commute time going on. This is the view view from Brook City Base looking up to the north. Somewhere in here is the skyline, but obviously with the low clouds and fog, we can't see it and can't hardly see your hand in front of your face. Visibility has dropped now to 1 mile out at the airport. Same thing at Port SA. Still pretty good at Randolph, but it's dropping a little bit there in New Braunfels, and you know it's going to just continue to kind of spread. And then a lot of fog going out 10 into the hill country, going down 37. Some heading out to the west. Thick fog in there in Rock Springs. So just about everybody is seeing either fog or really thick fog this morning. And again, the morning is still fairly young. Here's what's going on as far as radar. We do have, this is some clutter around the radar site, but these just light little showers. Now, this is what's being detected on radar. Other than that, it's that very fine mist and drizzle out there. So just assume all the streets are damp this morning, even though you're not seeing any rain being detected on radar. But right here from SeaWorld back over toward Hondo, we've got some of these showers, and then elsewhere, a couple of them around Devine, Atascosa County. And this will continue because you can see all these little light sprinkly showers, just the flow coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. It's pulling in all that humidity. We were talking about how the humidity was going to just increase throughout the day, and it's almost like the atmosphere just can't hold anymore as that just continues to get pumped on in here. So we've got temperatures that are averaging 5 degrees, 6 degrees above normal, mid upper 50s, low 60s. A lot more humidity than what we saw around here yesterday. These numbers are up a good 20 to 25 degrees, and we're starting to get above that threshold line of 60 where you really start to feel the humidity. Temperatures, things aren't going to change this morning. What you see right now is what you get, and it's going to be misty, drizzly, and we'll have some sprinkles and a couple of showers off and on, not raining constantly, but it's just going to be a dampish kind of a day. 72 at noon, high temperature up to 78. So we are going to be at a normal high, obviously much warmer than the past couple of days when we stayed on the cool side, and computer models do keep some of these showers around, again, off and on, not raining everywhere, not raining constantly, but just one of those damp sort of days all day long, and that's going to continue into tomorrow. Like I said, humidity is just going to continue to increase, so we'll have these little sprinkly showers here and there. Overnight into tomorrow morning, a very warm and humid start, and then throughout the day, here comes the front, which is going to be moving on through the area. It's not going to be till later on in the afternoon, and what we're going to have to watch out for, though, is where this thing stops, because some of the southeastern counties may not enjoy drier air. It will dry out for Saturday morning, late tomorrow night, Saturday morning. Humidity comes right back in here, and then look at that, Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, we're looking at some 90s around here. Won't last forever, but we're looking at some 90s. 72, a couple of showers. Like I said, it's just going to be basically a damp day today. A few showers here and there, 78 degrees tomorrow morning as well. Front's going to clear us out late in the afternoon, drier air. That's going to come right back in. The humidity will late Saturday, maybe a storm or two, a strong one Sunday, and then very hot Monday and Tuesday. We'll be back.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple has announced plans to hold its Worldwide Developers Conference in June. The much-anticipated AR/VR headset could finally be revealed. Apple fans are also waiting to see if it unveils new Mac hardware, including a rumored 15-inch MacBook Air. And just in time for summer, Google will be offering a new feature showing extreme heat alerts. Search results of specific areas will display information about when a heat wave is expected to begin and end, and also tips on staying cool and warming about potential health risks. Finally, Alexa's expanding skill set. T-Mobile subscribers can now use the smart speaker to make and receive calls on dedicated devices hands-free. All you have to do is link your T-Mobile and Alexa accounts. The service is free. AT&T and Verizon already enable Alexa to handle phone calls. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
526, 61 degrees.
A night of mourning in Nashville. Up next, we'll look at last night's special vigil to remember the 3 children and 3 adults killed in that shooting at a private Christian school.
RSV is an illness that is common in young kids and be a big problem, and can be a big problem. Just ahead, why Johnson & Johnson is now halting the development of a vaccine.
And we are meeting some new faces at the San Antonio Zoo. Luna and Soul. Introductions are ahead on GMSA at 6.
Hundreds gathered at a vigil in Nashville last night. More than 6 people killed in a shooting at a private Christian school.
Just 2 days ago was our city's worst day. I so wish we did not need to be here.
Up next, what police are revealing this morning about the types of guns the shooter used. They were all bought legally.
There was no need for last call at this sports bar. Gunshots shut it down. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. Police say the man who was shot here has died. I'll tell you why they think it happened coming up.
And looking out there with live cam, you can kind of see what's happening this morning. It's murky, a little foggy in some areas, and we see drizzle as well. We're going to be checking in with Mike right now for the latest update.
That's coming up in a moment. First, check it's Thursday. It is March 30th, and our lead story this morning is actually traffic.
Yeah, unfortunately, anytime an incident like when the weather comes to us really... anytime in the forecast, there's a change in the forecast. It really brings a change out on the roadways, and the story really tells it all here. You saw that shot from live cam, and we're taking a look here at TransGuide. Still pretty foggy out at this shot at 281 at St. Mary's. We have plenty of flashing lights out there, road flares. Unfortunately, this scene has been ongoing for almost an hour now, and we have first responders that have been working to clear it. We hope everyone is doing okay, but it is not looking like a good situation out there on the roads this morning, guys. So take your time. Let's take a look at the map. And right now, although you're not seeing any red or congestion out there, we are seeing some activity in terms of crashes that are being reported. So we're going to go ahead and start first here. 281 southbound right there at St. Mary's. You see where that crash is causing now a little bit of a buildup out there. A little bit more yellow is starting to show. Not necessarily a good sign. So take your time if you're driving through the area. Remember, at least 2 lanes are blocked. We also sent a push alert about all these incidents that are being reported. But now something new popped up, and we want you to be aware of this. Right at Hildebrand, that pesky curve there, remember to slow down before you approach it, because we have another crash that looks like it was reported in the northbound lanes. This time we are seeing a little bit of a buildup. So we'll talk to our friends at TransGuide. I've been off and on the phone with them all morning long, so we're working to get details on all these incidents that are popping up. I-10 westbound at I-35, another crash that has been lingering around far too long. Again, it is a very hectic morning out on the roadways. This is just one of the shots that we are tracking this morning. Mike, I've been off and on the phone with our friends at TransGuide. It has been a busy morning, to say the least.
Yeah, and like we've been saying all morning long, it's still only just 5:30, so the heart of the brunt of the morning commute is yet to come. This is the shot from down south at Brook City Base. Obviously, it is kind of pea soup. Almost can't see your hand in front of your face out there. 61 is the temperature. Dew point is neck and neck with that, so we have relative humidities that are well up in the mid upper 90s around here, and a lot of little sprinkly showers. It's all this moisture that's just pumping on in here from the Gulf of Mexico, and the atmosphere really can't hold it too much anymore, and so that's why we're seeing just these few little light showers. This is what's being picked up on radar that is, if you will, heavy enough. Other than that, it's that light mist and drizzle. You can see right here by 35 down around Devine. We've got a few more of these light showers right there around Medina Lake, and then on the northwest side of Bexar County. Not really anything to write home about as far as rain. It's just that nuisance kind of stuff that's making the roads very slippery. Visibility went up a mile at the airport, but still it's very thick out there. Port SA down to 1 mile, and a lot of fog right in this corridor from 10 all the way down 37, and also heading out to the west. Rock Springs has now dropped down to just a quarter-mile visibility. And again, this is going to be sticking around all morning long and really most of the day. It's just going to be murky, low clouds, and temperatures will warm up warmer than what we were yesterday. We stayed pretty steady overnight, 65 yesterday afternoon. We've only dropped down to 61, 50s in parts of the hill country. We got a ton of oak out there, just about doubled from the previous day's reading, almost 12,000. The updated count, of course, comes out in roughly a couple of hours. Again, pretty much stays this way all day long. Couple of showers here and there, 78 for a high temperature, and that's the way it's going to start tomorrow morning as well. Got a front moving on through here. It's going to be really hot and humid tomorrow. Weekends, we'll salvage one day better than the other, and then get ready for the heat to get cranked up starting next week. More on that coming up. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, a night out at a sports bar has left 2 men in very different situations. Police say one of them is dead and the other may face murder charges. Our Katrina Weber is live where it all happened on a street called Consul Drive that is not far from I-10 and Wurzbach Road. Katrina, what happened?
According to San Antonio police, it looks like the shooting was the result of a fight that started inside this bar. Now, it appears that this bar is called Bonehead Sports Pub. According to the signage that we see on Google Maps, there are no other signs besides this big name that you see on the side of the building. But this happened just before 2 o'clock this morning. Let me give you a look at the video so you can see how police were out here in force after that shooting. Now, they say that the two men were patrons of this bar, got into some sort of an argument or dispute inside the bar. One of them pulled out a gun and shot the other at least one time. The man who was shot was taken to a hospital, but police did tell us just a little while ago that he died of his wounds. The other man, they say, was taken into custody, taken downtown, and is being questioned by homicide investigators. Police say there were some other people inside the bar at the time when this happened, but no one else was injured by any of the gunfire, just the two people involved. And so police are just trying to sort out exactly what went wrong, what triggered the argument that then led to this violence here inside the sports bar. Reporting live on the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
An eyewitness to a murder takes a stand in the trial of Jimmy Tran.
He's facing a capital murder charge for a deadly shooting that happened back in 2019. Arlissa Cole joins us to explain why, even though a witness saw that shooting, that witness could not identify Tran as a shooter in the court.
Exactly. Good morning, Mark, Stephanie. The eyewitness to the deadly robbery and shooting of 22-year-old Andreas Salinas took to the stand yesterday. Salinas was allegedly selling drugs to Jimmy Tran and Sebastian Espinar when prosecutors say the two robbed him and fatally shot him. Dolan says he lives on the streets and was behind the building talking to a friend when he noticed a Wingstop employee walking towards a white car. During cross-examination, the defense focused on asking Mr. Dolan several times if Jimmy Tran was one of the shooters.
I had an opportunity to see our client, Jimmy Tran. He is not the guy you saw as a shooter that day, right?
I don't believe he is.
Jimmy Tran is not the person you saw as a shooter on that day.
I don't think so.
Well, Tran is facing a capital murder charge in this case. Co-defendant Sebastian Espinar has since taken a plea deal for 25 years in exchange for his testimony against Tran. That testimony could take place as early as today. Stephanie, Mark.
Now to the school shooting in Nashville. The city gathered last night to mourn the victims as new information comes to light about the shooter. Meanwhile, in Washington, House Democrats are pushing for an assault weapons ban and more background checks.
But as ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, Republicans say the main issue here isn't guns, it's mental health.
Hundreds of people gathered at last night's vigil in Nashville, mourning the 6 people killed in the shooting at a private Christian school. Singer Sheryl Crow, First Lady Joe Biden, and city leaders among those attending.
Just 2 days ago was our city's worst day. I so wish we did not need to be here.
We're learning more about the victims, Evelyn Dickhouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney, all 9 years old. Overnight, Dickhouse's family releasing this picture of Evelyn, saying they're overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and support. Also killed, substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, custodian Mike Hill, and school headmaster Catherine Kuntz.
Smart, witty, funny, always with great advice.
Trisha Drake, a former colleague of Kuntz's, says their last email exchange was about active shooter training in school.
She was prepared. I'm sure they had run those drills.
It could have been 40, 50, 60 people killed, if not for the preparedness of her friend.
Police say the shooter, Audrey Hale, was carrying 2 assault-style rifles, a handgun, and significant ammunition, all bought legally. Meanwhile, tense moments on Capitol Hill.
They're all cowards!
New York Congressman Jamal Bowman, a former school principal, raising his voice to protest what he calls inaction from Republicans on gun violence issues. Republican Congressman Thomas Massey responding.
They're gutless! We're not here! I'm talking about gun violence!
You know, there's never been
a school shooting
in a school that allows teachers to carry.
Carry guns? Which more guns lead to more death!
Calm down.
Calm down, children are dying!
I know, I've got
9-year-old children!
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Two Black Hawk helicopters crashed in Kentucky late last night. Crew members from Fort Campbell reportedly flying during a routine training mission around 10 p.m. just north of the Tennessee border when the incident happened. Authorities say the choppers crashed in a rural area and no residential areas were affected. The status of the crew members is not known at this time. However, Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear said in a Twitter post that fatalities are expected. Those helicopters were with the 101st Airborne Division.
The closely watched trial over a 2016 ski collision between Gwyneth Paltrow and the retired optometrist suing her is expected to end soon. Now, attorneys are expected to give closing arguments and send the case to the 8-member jury. 76-year-old Terry Sanderson is suing Paltrow, claiming she skied out of control and crashed into him, leaving him with 4 broken ribs and a concussion. Gwyneth Paltrow's attorneys came close to wrapping up their case yesterday by relying on more experts to mount their defense on the 7th day of that trial. The jury could get the case later today.
NASA is studying one of the most powerful classes of explosions in the universe. This particular one is being called the BOAT, brightest of all time. The space agency says it clocked a gamma ray burst back in October of last year. It was unlike any other. Astronomers believe gamma ray bursts come from the formation of black holes. Scientists believe a gamma ray blast like this one is so rare it only happens one every 10,000 years. It triggered numerous detectors on spacecraft and observatories around the globe, on the International Space Station, and even Voyager 1 way out in interstellar space.
Time now is 5:41 and 61 degrees for now.
Up next, why Johnson & Johnson has stopped developing a vaccine for respiratory illness that is very common in young children.
And Lamborghini is going electric. Well, kind of. Up next, a first look at its new sports car that has 3 electric motors.
And as we take a look outside with live cam, the real story is on the roads this morning, folks. They are a mess. We've had accidents all throughout the morning show already. And I'm looking at flashing lights at 281 and Hildebrand. We're having a hard time keeping up, but Steven is doing a great job. We'll talk to him coming up.
And welcome back. It's 5:44 in your morning consumer headlines. The division of Johnson & Johnson has stopped developing its vaccine for RSV. Janssen, J&J's pharmaceutical division, says it is scrapping its vaccine for the common respiratory infection. The medicine was being tested to see if it could prevent the potentially serious RSV disease in adults over the age of 60. More than 27,000 patients were set to take part in the stage 3 clinical trial in the U.S. and other countries. The company says it stopped the trial to refocus its portfolio and after an assessment of the RSV vaccine landscape.
The continuous Medicaid coverage provided during COVID-19 pandemic ends Friday, but that does not mean recipients are losing their benefits. Instead, recipients will simply need to renew or reapply sometime over the next year. Medicaid is open to qualifying Americans who are pregnant, over the age of 65, or living with a disability. Current recipients will be notified when it's their turn to renew or apply. That will be done by mail or through Your Texas Benefits for those who have opted to go paperless. But again, benefits will not end when continuous coverage ends this week.
And are you thinking about an electric car, but you're just not sure yet? Well, Lamborghini has you covered with a new hybrid. Lamborghini's newly unveiled sports car has 3 electric motors and a V12 gasoline engine. That combination gives drivers a whopping 13 different driving modes to choose from. The Italian manufacturer says the new car can produce 1,000 horsepower. As for why it's plug-in hybrid and not fully electric, Lamborghini says the batteries a full EV would require to keep the same performance would make the car too heavy. No price point has been revealed, but chances are most probably will not be getting one. The last V12 model the company produced retailed for $500,000, so it will cost more than that.
Probably so. I looked into it. There's no buy now, pay later feature.
I'm sure
or
that won't
installment
happen.
plans. I'm so confused. 545, 61 degrees.
Let's look back out there with TransGuide. Our Stephen Cavazos is having a very busy morning. We're looking at a situation there at I-10 at 35. We're going to get an update on that and some other accidents happening around our city this morning.
All right, time check. We have a very busy morning at 5:48. Let's take a look there. Now, the new shot we have here is 35 at Von Army. You can see not really a lot out there, but we noticed that there are some flashing lights, hazard lights that are on right now. Unfortunately, another crash has popped up in the area on the southwest side of our map. We'll take you to it right now. You can see it's right at I-35 southbound as you approach Loop 1604. Now, that shot is from Von Army or at Von Army, and it doesn't look like we're able to get a closer look at least at this point, but we're tracking several incidents in the morning. And thankfully, the good news at this one is that we're not seeing a buildup. But let's hope everyone's doing okay because, yeah, it's been a pretty busy morning. Now, as we went to commercial break, you saw a shot here at I-10 at 35. Looks like that may have cleared out because I didn't see any more flashing lights. So I'll talk to our friends at TransGuide. I've called them a total of at least 10 times today, guys. So more than I talked to my mom yesterday. She's not going to be happy about that. But we'll watch those areas very closely. It has been a very, very busy morning for our first responders, so be safe out there. 281 southbound at St. Mary Street. We do have another crash that's been there for quite a while, but not too far from there. 281 northbound at Hildebrand, another crash that has also been lingering around. And it's also around that curve that we always try to tell you guys about. Make sure to slow down before you approach it because we tend to see a lot of crashes out there this early in the morning, especially when the roads are a little bit more damp or wet. So giving you a wide look at the metropolitan area. Thankfully, it's still green out there, but we still have to keep an eye on several of these incidents that are popping up here on the cameras. This is just one of them. This is the latest, actually. So like I said, I have been talking to our friends over at TransGuide. They've been great about giving us these shots, moving the cameras around for us. So just special shout out to Ishmael over there for getting us all the information when we need it because our drivers are about to hit the roads in the next few minutes and they just need to be prepared.
These incidents have come in fast and furious this morning.
It really has, and we were prepared for it. We talked about this yesterday, so we kind of anticipated it.
Yeah,
that's true. And it'll stick around.
The best way to sum things up today is what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And it's going to be all morning long. Take a look outside. This is the live cam there from Brook City Base, and you cannot see anything as far as a skyline. And these two little lights right there in the foreground, the bottom, they almost, I mean, this picture looks like it has gotten the fog has gotten thicker out there. In some places, it definitely has. Bernie Stage. Port SA now, just a half-mile visibility, and down around Stinson, 1.75 miles. Still good at Randolph and New Braunfels. So a lot of it is to the kind of west of 281, if you will, out there toward Rock Springs, 1/4 mile. And then look at that, Beeville, nothing, but then Victoria has a lot of fog and not bad up to the northeast. But this is, again, going to continue throughout the rest of the morning. Like I said, what you see is what you get around here. We are starting to see a few more areas or maybe a little bit of increased coverage as far as the detectable showers out here. So from Castroville, Rio Medina, back down to the southwest, everything's sliding up to the north. And then in and around Bexar County, we've just got a few of those little sprinkly showers there. This is all the clutter around the radar site. And further down to the southeast, what's going on pretty much is just the fact, and you see all these things kind of sliding up here from southeast and up to the northwest. It's the moisture just being pumped in, and it's like the atmosphere just can't hold it that much, and so it's just all that mist, drizzle, fog, light little sprinkles. Temperatures are really consistent. We're not going to move throughout the rest of the morning, staying in the low 60s, mid-upper 50s. Humidity has really come up as expected. Remember this time yesterday we had those dew points down in the mid-30s. So we're up 25 degrees higher for a dew point there in Pleasanton. Same thing, Beeville at 30 degrees higher. All that moisture is going to continue to pump in here throughout the course of the day. So like I said, what you see is what you get. Mist, drizzle, a couple of sprinkles, fog, 72 at noon, and then a high temperature today of 78. Now, it's not going to be raining constantly, but it's just going to be one of those sort of dampish days. A few sprinkles here and there, a couple of showers here and there. And tomorrow, we're going to start off very warm and humid. Then, late in the afternoon, that front moves on through here. That's going to scour out the humidity very briefly. It's like it's going to bottom out and then all of a sudden turn around, come back in here throughout the course of the day, Saturday, and very humid Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And the problem with Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is the fact that it's going to be really hot. So we've got this flow coming in here out of the southwest, all the moisture aloft in the atmosphere, as well as down here at the surface. That's the low that's going to pull that front through here. Not a cold front, just a Pacific front. So again, dries us out briefly, but then we heat right back up and the humidity comes right back in here. 72 at noon today. Couple of showers, sprinkles, mist, even a little bit of leftover fog. It's going to be really tough to get rid of this stuff. And then 78 later on this afternoon. Very warm, humid, murky tomorrow morning again. We will clear out somewhat in the afternoon. The front moves through. Quick drop in humidity comes right back in here. So warm, humid, and on Palm Sunday morning. Then maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. We're going to have to keep an eye on things in the afternoon because the atmosphere is pretty ripe. 90s then to start off next week. It's going to be a scorcher start next week. We'll be back.
Good Thursday morning. Coming up here on GMA, we are tracking the latest on that news overnight about an American reporter arrested in Russia, facing 20 years in prison if convicted on espionage charges. This amid tensions rising between Russia and the U.S. Also, I'm covering that storm that is now going over the Rockies and eventually will open up tomorrow afternoon into a severe weather outbreak. Looks like a tornado threat, especially northeast Arkansas, northwest Mississippi, Memphis included. Look at that, though, too. Iowa, Illinois, everybody on alert. That and so much more right here on GMA.
Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, we're meeting Luna and Sol, the newest members out at the San Antonio Zoo. And it's a call for less crime and more community healing. Next at 6, we'll tell you what's going on at a Westside church, how they're helping to heal our community. And TransGuide, if you're headed out the door this morning, expect problems. There's just enough moisture on the roads to make things very slick, especially on some of those high-speed curves around town. You're looking right now at 281 and St. Mary's. That's one of our typical trouble spots. But we've had a number of incidents, and Stephen will get us caught up coming up after the break.